Hello there. Today is Will Wednesday, starting now, because I just made it up. If you just give something a title, it becomes a thing. 20 years ago, you could shake your ass in public and people would be like, what are you doing? What is wrong with you? But now you can be like, I'm twerking. And people will be like, huh, you're just twerking. That's a thing. I've heard about that. So today, like twerking, I'm not just shaking my ass up here. It's Will Wednesday, and there's a reason for the ass shaking. What is Will Wednesdays? Will Wednesdays is when I just vlog about whatever the fuck I want to vlog about. Because I notice I make videos and, I make sketches sometimes and everyone's cool with that. But, occasionally I get these comments that are like, I like it when you just turn on the camera, Will, and you just fucking talk. You just rant and shit. Today, I just want to talk about what I learned from being in a long-term relationship of about a year and a half. Here's a little about me that some of you may not have known. Throughout high school, I was extremely shy. Just talking to people made me nervous. It gave me anxiety, especially talking to girls. Talking to girls terrified me. I remember one journal entry I wrote sophomore year of high school. It talked about how I was talking to this girl and I made her laugh because I said her earrings looked like they were from Harry Potter. Dear journal, today I made a female laugh by commenting on her earrings. This is good progress. It was like a scientific review for the shy, nerdy Asian boy that I was. So I got into this whole thing called pickup, where it's like, oh, you go out and you pick up chicks and there's like a game and there's like negs and hits and compliments you're supposed to give. I got into that whole scene in college, right? And I got some dates and I got over my fear after being rejected so many times. You get rejected, you feel bad, you keep going, and you realize it doesn't matter because it's just like opening presents. You open this present, oh, it's empty. I guess I'm gonna open this one. And you keep opening presents until you get that pterodactyl that you've always wanted since you were a kid. Okay! One of the things that was mind-blowing about my first real relationship was I lived with my girlfriend for a period of time, and I got to see behind the scenes of her getting ready for the day, and it was crazy. Because it would take like an hour, like to shower, and then dry the hair, and then freaking do the hair, and then the foundation, and then all that other stuff that girls do to prepare. It was almost like, you're going on camera, you're going to a show outside in the real world, and you gotta prep for it first. Because I feel that's what society does to a lot of girls. They say, like, you gotta prep and you gotta make yourself look great. We go out shopping at Walmart, and we get to the makeup aisle, and there were so many brands. I remember asking my girlfriend at the time, I was like, how do you choose between each brand and each whatever? And she was like, this one's great because it's waterproof, but it's harder to get off and it kind of stings your eye. This foundation is good for sensitive skin, this blah, blah, blah. It's like, there's a whole science behind all of it. The amount of money that girls spend on makeup and clothing and hair products. Jesus Christ. There's a lot of investment going on with girls who do their makeup regularly, and it made me finally realize, guys always complain, man, I gotta make the first move as a guy, pay for dinner, I'm expected to pay as a guy, I'm expected to be the one to pick her up as a guy, I gotta, that's gas money, man. And now I'm like, look, motherfuckers, girls have to not only buy all of this extra stuff to look good for you, but they have to fucking learn the techniques to apply it and spend the time to perfect those techniques. Knowing this now, I will pay for dinner any day of the fucking week. You want a $20 lobster? Fucking have it. Another huge thing that I learned about relationships is that relationships are mirrors, okay? My girlfriend at the time commented on me sort of not being so level with the gas when I would drive. She would say like, yeah, you do this weird thing where you sort of like pace it, And then I realized as she was telling me that the only reason I pace it and I don't sort of like keep it level is because this is gonna sound really ridiculous. I used to play Mario Party, okay? Mario Party 1, okay, for all you 90s gangsters out there. And there was a mini game called Slot Car Derby. Okay? And in order to win, you had to sort of pace the gas. Otherwise, you would spin out. So, I fucking took that psychological whatever the fuck from my childhood, and I applied it to driving in real life. Because otherwise, subconsciously, I felt like I would spin out. And from that point on, I sort of realized, oh my god, like, there are things that I do in my life that I'm not completely aware of because it hasn't been communicated to me in a perspective that could see it. because I'm blind spotted as myself. You're blind spotted at things that you do as well. Learn to be forgiving and honest. Anytime we got into a fight, we would always say, I feel this, and then she would say, I feel that. And then we both would apologize, and we would both thank each other. It was like a fucking cheat code in the relationship world. Because I saw couples who would get into fights and they get mad at each other the whole day, okay? We would resolve our fights fairly quickly because we both understood the point is not to agree with one another. The point is to see their side, understand it, and love them because that's who they are. I've taken that in the real world. When I disagree with people, I don't try to correct people anymore on the things they believe. I just say, oh, that's interesting. Thank you for sharing what's important to you with me. Pro tip, guys. Unless you want to spend an extra 20 minutes in Walmart figuring out if you should have blue or green bathroom curtains, I would suggest you just say, yep, I'm sure. It's fucking blue. We gotta go with blue. And she goes, are you sure? And you go, yeah. I've never been more sure of anything in my life. It'll save you a lot of time. Trust me. Overall, being in a relationship was great. Most of all, it taught me how to relate to myself in a way so that there's better harmony and there's better communication all around with me and another individual who's interested in me. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. No, really, thank you. I really appreciate you being here. I really appreciate that you clicked on this video and now you're watching. And you're waiting for it to end, and you're expecting me to say you should subscribe, but you're like, well, I already subscribed. Right? Right? You already subscribed, didn't you? You can subscribe for more stuff, because more stuff will come. As I always say, but will I deliver? Will OP deliver? Yes. Like DiGiorno. It's already here. Just in your freezer. Just pop it in the oven. It's not delivery. You don't have to wait. You can just do it. I don't know where I'm going with this analogy. It no longer makes sense. I've never even eaten DiGiorno, but I really like the commercials.